Assalamu alaikum. Today my topic is bladder pain syndrome counseling station. Start counseling with introduction and rapport building. Like Assalamu alaikum, I am doctor, the gynecology registrar. I understand that you have been suffering from troublesome bladder symptom. I would like to ask a few questions, perform an appropriate examination, and then discuss management with you. For this purpose, I have to take some focused history from you. What's the presenting complaint? Okay, so any suprapubic or bladder pain, pain related to bladder filling, relief after voiding, urinary frequency, urgency, noxiuria, dysuria, symptoms, duration and severity like chronicity, triggering factors, flare ups. These symptoms are very much important. Then I will exclude red flag symptoms and or differences like fever, hematuria, recurrent UTIs, urinary incontinence, vaginal discharge, pelvic masses, stones, malignancy symptoms, then gynecological history like endometriosis, dyspareunia, menstrual relation of pain, and obstetric history. Then I will ask medical or psychological history like IBS, fibromyalgia, anxiety, depression, previous surgeries, impact on quality of life. This history is much important, like sleep disturbance, sexual function, daily activities, or emotional well being. After history, I will proceed towards examination. In general examination, I will do vital signs, signs of distress. Then I will do abdominal examination or then suprapubic tenderness and check for masses. Then I will do pelvic examination in which I will check for pelvic tenderness, pelvic floor spasm, exclude gynecological pathology or vaginal atrophy infection. Then I'll proceed towards investigations to rule out other causes like urinalysis, urine culture, bladder diary, ultrasound if indicated, or cystoscopy in selected cases. Then I will proceed with explaining bladder pain syndrome. Bladder pain syndrome, also called interstitial cystitis, is a long-term condition that causes bladder pain, urinary frequency, urgency, and sometimes waking up at night to pass urine. Importantly, this happens without any infection or other obvious cause. Symptoms can fluctuate. Some days are better and some are worse. Now I will explain the patient about bladder diary. One important step is to keep a bladder diary. This help us understanding your symptoms better and identify possible triggers. Explain what to record. I would like you to keep the bladder diary for about 3 days. In it, please write the time you pass urine, the amount of urine passed if possible, how urgent the feeling was, any pain or burning, what fluids you drank and when, what fluids you drank and when, any foods or drinks that worsen symptoms, episodes of leakage if present, explain purpose. This diary help us assess severity of symptoms, monitor improvement with treatment, identify dietary triggers, plan future management. Then I will advise lifestyle and dietary modifications. Certain foods and drinks can irritate bladder and worsen symptoms. Common triggers include tea and coffee, fizzy drinks, citrus fruits, spicy foods, artificial sweeteners, chocolate, alcohol. I would advise avoiding these for a few weeks and then gradually reintroducing them one by one to see which one triggers your symptoms. Then I will fluid advice. Do not excessively restrict fluids because concentrated urine may worsen irritation. Aim of regular balanced hydration, lifestyle measures, stress reduction techniques, adequate sleep, smoking cessation if applicable, gentle physical activity, avoid constipation, pelvic floor relaxation exercises if needed. Some patients notice symptoms worsen during stress, so relaxation techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness, or yoga may helpful. Coming towards treatment options, if symptoms persist, medication may help reduce pain and urinary urgency. For example, starting with the simple analgesics and then proceed toward other medication like amitriptyline, antihistamine, pentosan, polysulfate, advanced therapies, intravesical instillation, lidocaine, heparin, and then neuromodulation, in which sacral nerve stimulation, and then major refractory treatment and cyclosporine or augmentation cystoplasty, urinary diversion. Please seek urgent medical attention earlier if you develop fever, blood in urine, severe worsening pain, inability to pass urine, recurrent urinary infection. Then follow up. We usually review symptoms after a few weeks to assess improvement and discuss whether additional treatments are needed or not. Now show professional communication and empathy. Say, I understand living with chronic bladder symptoms can affect sleep, daily activities, and emotional well being. Although this condition can be long term, many patients improve significantly with lifestyle measures and support treatment. We will work together step by step to help control your symptoms. Do you have any concerns or questions you would like to discuss? Now, some questions will be asked by patients. You have to answer. Patient, is this cancer? Say no. Bladder pain syndrome is not cancer. Patient, will antibiotic cure it? Your answer will be usually not, because it is not caused by infection. Patient, can symptoms come and go? Yes, flare ups and remissions are common. Can stress worsen symptoms? Yes. Will I need surgery? Most patients improve without surgery. Patient, can diet help? Yes. Avoiding triggers often reduce symptoms. Patient, can physiotherapy help? Yes, especially when pelvic floor muscles are tight. Patient, will this affect fertility? Candidate, usually fertility is not affected. Now examiner will ask some questions. What is the hallmark symptoms of BPS? You will say pain worsening with bladder feeling relieved by avoiding. What is the first line management? This is education and lifestyle modification. What investigation excludes infection? Urinalysis and urine culture. What are bladder irritant? Caffeine, alcohol, citrus, spicy food. Why is multidisciplinary management important? Pain, pelvic floor, and psychological factor coexist. What are Hunner's lesion? Inflammatory lesions seen on cystoscopy in some patients. When should cystoscopy be considered? When diagnosis is uncertain or hematuria is present. What is the role of bladder diary? To assess symptoms and monitor response.